Tonight, we've got polygonal Pokemon.
And bootleg anime? All Systems Go starts right now! Hello and welcome to episode 9 of All Systems Go. I'm Sad Beige Jenny.
And I'm also sad, but less beige Ro. Let's get started. Japanese game company Konami just revealed the release date for their latest game, Super Bomberman R2. The familiar game will be available as single player and both online and offline multiplayer. Konami has also added a new battle mode, Castle! Players will be able to customize and share their own stages as well with the stage editor. Super Bomberman R2 will launch for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and Steam on September 13th in North America and September 14th in Europe and Japan. The physical edition will be available on September 12th in America.
Hey, remember when an Ooh Speak blogger posted the no-fly list? Well, I think that's officially been topped. In a Discord server titled Minecraft Earth Maps, users shared top secret US documents, which is no big deal. In an argument about the accuracy of maps of Ukraine, one user decided to share 10 classified documents, stating, "Here, have some leaked documents." Along with the documents from this Discord server, more have been circulating on Twitter, 4chan, and Telegram, a Russian social network. Currently, the original source of these leaks is still unknown. The US is still assessing the effects of the leaks, but they have stated that it's one of the most significant leaks of highly classified US documents in recent history. Yippee.
Fans of lo-fi hip-hop beats to relax and study to were surprised with a mystery this week. During the 24/7 YouTube music livestream, Lo-Fi Girl looked up from her work to notice a light flashing Morse code in the distance. She stood and left, the first time she has done so since she became the face of the channel in 2018. Shortly after, another livestream was added, revealing a countdown timer at a new location. I was tuned in live as the numbers ticked down to 0, and I'm excited to update everyone on the release of a new character, and subsequently, a second 24/7 radio livestream. Fans have dubbed him Synthwave Boy, and theories are flying about the relationship between him and Lo-Fi Girl.
Saturn is overrated. It's not the only planet with rings. Uranus has rings too. The James Webb Space Telescope finally took a picture that fully emphasizes the rings. In contrast to Saturn, Uranus has a horizontal tilt, so its rings look to be vertical. This is only the third photo ever taken of its rings, and the others were from the 80s. I loved the ring. I love, not past tense, I love the ringed planets still.
Star Wars Celebration 2023 has come and gone, and we've got some big announcements. First things first, we're getting 3 new Star Wars movies! Yay! Each movie will be directed by a different person and will focus on a different time period. The first movie will be directed by James Mangold, which will take us back to the dawn of the Jedi. Dave Filoni, who has worked on a wide range of Star Wars content, will direct a film focusing on the New Republic. And finally, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy will direct a movie set after the events of The Rise of Skywalker, which brings me to probably the biggest announcement of the celebration. Daisy Ridley's return as Rey! While this is all very exciting, it doesn't even scratch the surface of the amount of announcements during the event, including Ahsoka's release window and Season 2 tease, and the first details about the new highly anticipated Disney Plus series, The Acolyte. For the full list of announcements, you can check out the official Star Wars Twitter account.
Well, the monopolies are monopolizing again. Warner Bros. Discover is ready to relaunch HBO Max under the name Max, which will combine the two brands' content. Max will start out at $16, which is the current price point for HBO Max, so you don't need to worry about price gouging. However, if you are interested in a different experience, there will be varying price tiers that will include or exclude ads or other features. But whether you're looking forward to Max or not, it definitely has some backlash. Democratic lawmakers submitted a letter to the Department of Justice asking the agency to review the merger between HBO Max and Warner Bros. Discover. They claim that the merger is reducing consumer choice, adopting anti competitive practices, and will hurt workers in affected labor markets. Despite these challenges, Max is still set to launch on May 23rd. Don't go away because after the break, we've got Heart.
And some seizure inducing Pokemon. All systems go, we'll be right back. Video, Ryan gives us a rundown of a very interesting Pokemon episode. Let's check it out.
An investigation's underway in Japan into why more than 600 children suffered from convulsions and vomiting after watching a television cartoon program. It's thought that bright flashing lights in the cartoon, Pocket Monsters, were to blame.
In December 1987, the Pokemon anime aired its 38th episode, Computer Warrior Porygon. It is well known this episode caused epileptic seizures, but what is less discussed is how this incident not only impacted the Pokemon brand, but the animation industry as a whole. The first thing that should be discussed is, what is the plot of the episode? This episode, inspired by Tron, Ash and friends travel through cyberspace to stop Team Rocket's plan of the week. Nothing out of the ordinary happens until roughly 20 minutes into the episode. Pikachu hits a missile with one of its electrical attacks. What ensues is a rapid flickering explosion that alternates between red and blue. While it is now common knowledge that such an effect can cause epileptic responses in young children, at the time, this was unheard of. Immediately afterwards, Pokemon was pulled off broadcast indefinitely, and home media sales were suspended. In the days that followed, various news outlets across the globe reported on the story. Then current Nintendo president Hiroshi Yamauchi was quick to distance the company from the issue. He said the Game Boy only featured black and white graphics, although the Game Boy Color had just launched a month prior. For in the US, Nintendo of America bluffed, claiming there were no plans to release Pokemon outside of Japan. When 4Kids Entertainment began to dub the show in 1998, on numerous occasions, they had to reassure the press that the show was safe for children to watch. Even other companies and executives would chime in on the issue. Of note was Cartoon Network executive Mike Laszlo. In a December issue of USA Today, Laszlo dismissed anime, citing its overall edgy and violent nature. The ironic twist of fate, Cartoon Network would end up airing Pokemon, beginning in 2006, all the way through 2016, and Laszlo would be instrumental for getting anime such as Dragon Ball Z and Cowboy Bebop to air on the channel. The series would not return to broadcast until April 1998, but not without some visual edits. Previously existing episodes would have their effects toned down, and the frame rate of some sequences would be reduced. Additionally, many episodes would now air with a disclaimer. This practice would be common in many children's shows for the years that followed. Further information about the episode would emerge in 2008, when previous series director Takeshi Shudo would discuss the episode on his personal blog. This information provided has been translated by the fan site Dogasu's Backpack. At the time, producers on the show wanted to keep young audiences glued to their screen. Shudo further explains that when the finished episode was screened, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. It wasn't until his wife told him to turn on the news that everything fell into place. That night, grief-stricken by what had occurred, Shudo began to drink away his sorrows. The first meeting that occurred in the days that followed had more than simply concerns of cancellation, but members of staff fearing potential litigation. Episodes in production were either shelved indefinitely, or in the case of the New Year's Clip Show episode, cancelled entirely. The largest changes would occur to the movie Mewtwo Strikes Back. Prior to the incident, it was planned for the show and film to tie into one another, with Ash encountering Mewtwo in a previous episode. The blog post, but this time translated by Dr. Lava, Shudo explains that because executives were so preoccupied by the Porygon incident, he had free reign to create whatever script he desired. Lack of supervision allowed for the film to include themes of existential crisis and generally darker imagery, including on-screen death. In the years since the incident, the Pokemon Company has gone to great measures to disown the episode. The episode has never been officially reissued in any capacity, and it's only watchable through home recordings and YouTube uploads. Porygon, along with its evolutions, have been effectively blacklisted from the show, outside of a single brief cameo. When asked about this in a 2008 interview with the fan site PokeBeach, storyboard artist Matsumitsu Hidaka explained that the decision was made to prevent negative publicity. The only time that the Pokemon Company has publicly acknowledged the incident was in a tweet from 2020 that stated, "Porygon did nothing wrong." Shortly afterwards, the tweet was deleted. While this would not be the last time the brand would find itself in hot water, those stories are likely better saved for a different time.
In this next video, Eric delves into the world of Kingdom Hearts. Let's take a look.
Have you ever woke up one day and think, wow, I could really use a giant dev machine right now? Wait, really? Well, aside from putting you in a government list, I got exactly the thing for you. Only 100 times smaller. But still cool anyways. Okay, but first things first, let's start with a history lesson. If you didn't know, Gundam is a giant robot franchise from the late 70s, and you know that with giant robots comes... exactly, toys. In comes Gunpla, a portmanteau of Gundam plastic model. These are in-scale models of the giant robots featured in the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise, selling over 700 million units worldwide since its conception back in the 80s. Okay, but what's so interesting about these Gunpla anyway? Well, first thing first, they are very easy to assemble. They don't require glue nor paint for it to be completed, and they're very neatly included in its called grades, sorted by size, complexity, price, and scale. So let's take a look at these grades. First in line is the entry grade, ranging from $10 to $15. These 1 to 1/44 scale models are for the absolute beginners or for those just looking for a quick and easy build. They have the lowest power count, making them the quickest build you can do. However, they do feature less detail, less accessories, and less articulation than the other grades. Which takes us to the high grades. These are still on the 144 scale and are fairly budget. They are the most common model kits you're gonna find for Gundam and are probably what your collection is gonna be mostly made of. Differently from their simpler counterparts, they do feature a little bit more articulation, more stickers, more accessories, and more detail. However, that build is gonna take you a little bit longer, ranging at around 3 to 5 hours, and are a little bit more expensive, ranging from $15 all the way to $25. And now, still on the 1/144 scale, and beginning the list of models that I unfortunately don't own myself, we have the Rio grades. These are very similar to high grades, however, their objective is to be a little bit more realistic. I mean, as realistic as a giant war machine can be. The models feature a more realistic range of motion and come with more realistic decals to add a little bit more detail to your model, making it feel more organic and a little bit more militaristic. This is also when the prices start to go a little bit higher, with the price range going from $25 all the way to $40. And build times goes up as well because of all the different special joints it needs for special range of articulation and all the extra stickers you have to apply to the model, ranging at an average 6 hours to complete. Here's when we start to leave beginner territory with the Master Grade. These 1 to 100 scale models feature more complex and intricate builds, leading to more detailed and articulated models, featuring sliding panels, extra joints, hand articulation, all that jazz. They also do feature a whole internal frame which you have to put the armor on top of it. Again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to try one of these out first before the simpler grades. However, do know that you're going to be shelving around 12 to 25 hours into that project. Yeah, get ready to take a couple of days on that one. Also, this is when the price starts to increase quite a bit, ranging from $50 all the way to $70, with some of them going even further than that. And that's not even the biggest grade yet! That honor goes to the perfect grades. Lastly, on our list of the main Gunpla grades, we have the perfect grade. These massive 1 to 60 models can usually go for as little as $120 and can usually take 3 whole weeks to build a single one. These are vastly considered the ultimate Gunpla experience for anyone and are typically recommended for experienced builders. However, there is nothing stopping you from buying your own. It's just, you're gonna take a while to build that. These are also pretty rare, with only so far as 30 mobile suits being made in that specific grade. And that's it for the main grades of Gunpla. However, they are not the end. Other notable models outside of Gundam grades include the Super Deformed, basically chibi-fied version of Gundam model kits, Verka, basically master grade special editions of master grade designed by legendary Gundam designer Hajime Katoki, and many others such as no grade, first grade, advanced grade, and got so many others. And why even stop there? Bandai is known for making making model kits out of their other franchises such as Digimon, and even other companies picked up the pace such as Flame Toys with their Transformers model kits. So this was my introduction, our beginner's guide to Gunpla model kits, where I thought some of the history and some introduction to the hobby. Tune in next week as I am gonna be building the high-grade Mobile Suit Gundam, the Witch from Mercury 1/144 scale Gundam Aerial.
After the break, we'll join the cast as they talk about some nutty TV shows. All systems go, we'll be right back.
Have you ever been watching a show when things suddenly get weird? We certainly have, and it'd be weird not to talk about it, so let's chat. Personally, what got me thinking about this was the classic Penguins of Madagascar, the TV show. It starts off normal, penguins are secret agents sort of deal, silly, goofy show, and then aliens are revealed to be canonically real, and then if you watch the spin-off show, All Hail King Julian, we get bad representation of dissociative identity disorder, where all of the different Morts inside Mort's brain are from alternate timelines and separate universes, and there's a secret, there's another timeline where there's a Genghis Khan version of Mort called Mordecai Khan, and it's just, hey, what?
No, that's good, because it's weird, but Penguins of Madagascar is funny.
No, it's funny. It's just bizarre.
Right.
That's all.
The moment that you have a penguin that can spit out like literally any tool possible, you're in for something.
Yes.
That is fair. I didn't even think about Rico's whole deal.
Yeah.
I sort of forgot that that's not what penguins do.
Oh yes. Sorry if my penguin cannot take a blowtorch out of his throat.
The show just gets so weird that I don't know. I forgot that penguins don't spit up dynamite that's already lit.
Oh. Well, my choice for weird show, taking a sort of a deviation in the opposite direction, is 13 Reasons Why. 13 Reasons Why. The book, that there's nothing really weird about the book. What's weird is the show, which seasons 2, 3, and 4, they're just kind of going off with whatever. No book to be had for seasons 2, 3, and 4. So in season 2, you get Hannah Baker returns as a figment of Play's imagination. Whatever, fine. Little bizarre. And then in season 2 is also incredibly graphic. It's horrible. Should never have been made. Season 3, now the rapist. He's a good guy. Everyone was friends with him in the past, and now he's been murdered. Ooh, that's when it gets so good. Best show from that point on, and then they really tank it with season 4. It's just boring.
Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough. I don't know. I feel like shows should have a clear destination of where they're going, so we don't just write nonsense.
We're talking about Hollywood. They don't do that there.
That's fair. That's fair. Gotta milk that show for all it's worth, baby.
Exactly. If I were to pick one just weird, extremely weird show, it wouldn't be just one show. You can pick and choose between any Dan Schneider show. Because they pretty much do the exact same, but like I think I would focus more on something like iCarly. especially because of the way that the internet became, what the internet became after the show. And I cannot tell if the show aged horribly, or extremely well.
My vote is extremely well. I mean, I grew up on iCarly. That's like, I was definitely a big Nickelodeon watcher, and yeah, unfortunately, on rewatch, it's all actually still funny and good, actually.
Literally featuring wonderful things such as vor, spraying fluids out of your eyes, and obviously the trademark one, foot fetish.
Of course.
Of course, of course. How about you, David? Any weird shows?
It's maybe Teletubbies, which has always been super weird.
Fair.
Yeah.
Teletubbies are so tall too. They're like 8 feet tall.
Oh, that's right.
With screens in their tummies. The goop that they eat. Weird show.
Living vacuum cleaner.
Living vacuum cleaner. You know, the usual. If you think about it though, most shows for children do delve into the extremely bizarre territory. But shows for adults do that too. You know, like Eureka when they cured autism, because that's a thing we decided to do. Except for they didn't cure it. They did a fun little time warp situation where they went back in time. There was an alternate timeline, and so they picked up the kid who, this is like season 4 stuff. The kid, his name's Kevin. He is an autistic character. He's, you know, has autism like people do. And so they were like doing pretty good with the representation. And then season 4, it's alternate timeline Kevin in the timeline from before, and he just never had autism to begin with. Hey guys, what?
That is honestly on the same level as that one 2018 Predators movie, where they basically say that autism is the next step of human evolution. It's almost like a superpower.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. They literally just say that, like, predators are here because they collect DNA, and they're collecting, they're hunting this autistic kid.
I forgot that was
because apparently it's a superpower now, and.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're talking weird shows, I mean, just having sort of weird sort of movie sagas, the different directions that something will go. Even like, I mean, if we're talking, a lot of that weirdness comes in not knowing where you're trying to end up and what your actual goal, sort of overarching story is. And that's even what you get with like the Star Wars sequels. It's just who knows what's going on in between each one.
That
Not
is
even just
fair.
sequels, the original trilogy.
But you know,
Legacy Luke and all that.
when you have a series for long enough, you gotta milk it, because that's what Hollywood likes to do. But stick around after the break to watch this show get weird.
In this next video, Eric delves into the world of Kingdom Hearts. For real, let's take a look.
Imagine a world similar to our own, but also very different. Now in this world, what if Nintendo made the N64 with a disk drive? What if Final Fantasy VII came out for the N64? What if Nintendo and Square Enix continued their partnership in the 6th generation of consoles? What if Nintendo helped make Kingdom Hearts? Alright, so in this hypothetical alternate reality, Nintendo was Square's partner for Kingdom Hearts instead of Disney, which means there are 0 changes to the main characters of Kingdom Hearts 1. So Sora, Riku, Kairi, and Ansem are all untouched. The same goes for the Final Fantasy characters too. And to keep things real-world accurate, that means the only franchise KH1 would have had access to would have been anything made before 2001. With all of that in mind, let's open with the first world, Disney Castle. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Mario takes the role of which means that Luigi would replace your first party member, so no more Donald. Queen Minnie's role would be replaced by Princess Peach herself, and the stand-in for Pluto would be Poochie from Yoshi's Island. You might be wondering, why not just Yoshi instead of Pluto? Well, I have bigger plans for him than just a glorified messenger. For the Goofy stand-in, I chose the Big Ape, Donkey Kong. In this alternate version, DK would also fight differently from Goofy, playing the role of the fighter in Monk class instead of a traditional knight. Chip and Dale's collective role of Gummy Ship Engineer is then taken by Professor Gad, and Jiminy's quicker role of Archivist will be played by Navcon from Star Tropics, a game none of you have probably played. Now we move to Traverse Town. Traverse Town is home to a lot of miscellaneous characters not directly connected to any specific world we see later, but I will try my best to create some kind of thematic connection from the original to the replacement. First of all, we have our shopkeepers, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, who were replaced by Diddy, Dixie, and Funky Kong. Initially, I had Kitty Kong in Funky's place, but I hate looking at Kitty. The replacement for Cinderella's fairy godmother will be Cordelia, Queen of the Fairies from Japanese-only game Panel de Pon. Go play Panel de Pon, it's a great puzzle game. In a pick nobody saw coming, the role of Merlin will be taken by Lewin from Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. Both characters are notable magic users, and Genealogy of the Holy War even establishes that Lewin is a traveler, giving him a reason to be in Traverse Town contextually, even if he only travels the world and not the multiverse in this game. Traverse Town also establishes the side quest of finding all 101 Dalmatians from the movie 101 Dalmatians. Instead, we'll be finding the first 149 Pokemon and delivering them to Professor Oak because dogs are boring, Pokemon are cool. Next up, we have our first real world, Dreamland. It's taken over the position of Wonderland from Alice in Wonderland as the first world. This version takes inspiration from the plot of Kirby 64 and combines it with the plot of Wonderland itself. King Dedede would take over the role of the Red Queen, Ribbon the Fairy would take over the role as Alice, being the outsider who's blamed for the trouble the Heartless are causing, and Kirby himself would run around the world filling the role of the Cheshire Cat. But Kirby's interference would be accidental and be caused by him just running around instead of being a jerk like the Cheshire Cat. This version of the world would end just like the original, with Ribbon getting kidnapped by the Disney League of Villains, although now it's the Nintendo League of Villains. Fun fact, in KH1, because you can do the first 3 worlds in any order, the cutscene of Alice being kidnapped is replaced with Snow White. In this version, Snow White's place is taken by Lip, the main character of Panel de Pon. Next up, we have Metroid's Brinstar Depths, which will take the place of Deep Jungle from Tarzan. In an aesthetic sense, Brinstar would be equally as natural and barren as Deep Jungle. From a gameplay perspective, Brinstar caves and caverns could be just as confusing as the jungles in Deep Jungle, and Samus would act as a good guide for SLDK, similar to Tarzan. Just simply recontextualize Samus getting hired to hunt down a Metroid like Heartless, and Sora decides to help. Here you would see the bounty under Keyblade in replacement of Jungle King. For the Olympus Coliseum knockoff, we're working with Angel Land from Kid Icarus, with Pit taking the place of Hercules, Medusa as Hades, and some random Centurion as Danny DeVito. The aesthetics would stay the same, and Cloud would just stand out a bit more. Nothing else really changes from there. Replacing the Ice Titan boss would be Articuno of Pokemon, and replacing the Rock Titan would be Meta Knight, because I can't think of anybody else, and that would be cool. Instead of getting Olympia, you would be getting the Goddess Arrow Keyblade. Once again, designed by me. I think that's a pretty good place to end this. Next time we're going with Agrabah, which we'll find the appropriate desert world.
After the break, Nikki will put the cast's anime knowledge to the test, and we'll see the finale of a long-awaited tier list. ASG will be right back.
Most people use the term anime to describe anything animated by a Japanese studio. Today, we're going to show you why that's, frankly, kind of stupid. So what we're going to do, we're going to play a little game where I am going to share with you. I have to grab this down here. It has the questions. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to name an animated film or TV show, and you have to guess whether or not it is anime or it is animated by a Japanese studio. I did not write the questions myself. They were written by the wonderful Ryan Porok, who is part of the cast. That's wrong. This is going to be a disaster. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Great.
Gee, hell yeah.
The first is something I'm not familiar with most of these. Something called Muppet Babies. Is it anime? Eric.
Yes, it was animated by a Japanese studio.
It is anime. It was Toei Animation, the same studio that does Dragon Ball Z and One Piece, the first 3 seasons. Next one, Powerpuff Girls Z is what this says. Is this anime, Henrique?
It is.
It is anime. It was produced by Aniplex, who also produced Full Metal Alchemist. Something, human transportation joke. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the stop motion one from the 60s. I saw Cam's hand go first.
No, it is not.
Unfortunately, it is.
I didn't know.
The problem, I thought we would have the
Obviously you
boards
didn't
to
know,
write
yeah.
on for this.
Yeah.
But I guess if someone, we have plenty of questions. I guess if someone gets it wrong, we can just move on to the next one, because then you guys clearly know the answer.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like it's fair to let us
I
try
would have
and
said no
steal.
again.
Or honestly, I'll just get all of your answers in a line first. Let's switch up the format here. Point there, point there. Okay. Godzilla 1978, there was an animated thing. Let's just go down the line. Cam, to the right.
I swear it's gonna be no this time, but I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna go with no.
I'm going with no.
Probably, yeah.
Henrique and Eric get a point. It is not anime.
Rats.
It was animated by Hanna-Barbera, who did the Flintstones and the Jetsons.
Nice. That does look like Hannah. Yeah.
What? Is that not how it's pronounced?
Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, jeez. Well, okay. I get to feel like an idiot. I don't know what this is. Monkey Magic. Is it anime? Let's go the opposite direction this time. Darian to the left.
Let's go with no.
I'm going yes.
I'm going no because it feels like one of those Chinese early 2000s movies.
I'm gonna go yes.
The answer is indeed yes. That's a point for Cam and Eric.
Rats.
Group TAC works include the Street Fighter OVA movies. Avatar: The Last Airbender, is it anime? Let's go, let's flip-flop it just every time. Let's go Cam first.
I'm gonna.
Is it anime?
Come on, man.
Is it?
Answer the question.
Yes.
I'm going as well with a yes.
I'm gonna feel like a moron if I get this wrong.
Yes.
No.
Only Darian gets a point here.
I know it isn't, but I refuse to now recognize it as anime. As not anime.
It is Studio Mir, pronounced M-I-R. Other works include Netflix's Voltron show, and
I have
something
a tattoo
Dota
for
related,
this show.
apparently.
How did I get
I
this
love
wrong?
hamburger showing.
I said yes out of principle.
There's a show called Cubics. Is it anime? It certainly has an appearance. I can tell you that much.
Strong appearance.
Darian.
Let's go with yeah.
Okay.
Gonna be a sheeple on this one? Yes.
All right. All right.
It is not.
Yes.
Only Henrique gets a point. It is not anime.
They made Beast Wars.
You're probably right there. Netflix's Castlevania series, was it animated by a Japanese studio? Cam first.
Yes.
No.
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 Everyone but Cam gets a point, even though it is listed as anime in Netflix, and Konami, who owns the Castlevania intellectual property, is a Japanese company. It was animated by Powerhouse, who is based in Texas, not Japan, as the last time I checked.
Hamburger Shonen is amazing.
The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Is it anime?
No.
Okay, we have no from Cam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes from you two.
I said no.
You said no. It is yes. It is anime.
I'm guessing TMS.
TMS Entertainment. That is exactly right. The studio that brought you Akira.
I'm so good at this.
It's so funny. Titanic: The Legend Goes On. I don't know if I think I do know what this is actually. Is
No
it
shot.
anime? Is this among the likes of Full Metal Alchemist and Naruto? Darian.
I want to go with no.
No. Okay.
I'm calling it no.
It is not.
Yes.
Okay. It is. It is not. It is not. I'm going to be real. I have not been doing a very good job of keeping up with the score, but you know what? I think that just tracks with how this segment has been going so far. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Legend of the Super Mutants. Is it anime?
Why am I looking at?
It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
Those aren't turtles.
That's not Donatello.
That's a human.
That's a guy.
But are these Japanese turtle humans, Cam?
Sure.
You say yes?
Turtles.
Yes.
Yes?
No.
I'll go with yes, so that Eric will be the outlier.
Eric did get it wrong. It is anime. That is perhaps the most anime I've ever seen in a single anime.
Why do they have razor fins?
Truly, I don't have the answers to your questions, Eric. If I knew it, I would share it. Anyways, that's all the time we have. I don't know who won. Not gonna lie. Henrique won, is what I'm being told by God. Thanks.
Amen.
You get a pat on the back. Great job, everyone. You all failed miserably. Up next, we heard you like Animal Crossing, so we put more Animal Crossing in your Animal Crossing. Let's put a look at it with our real human eyeballs.
They're gonna mean girls bully me.
Oh, that's a frog.
That's the froggest frog.
They.
I love that. Absolute sweetheart, a very close friend.
Frog. There you go, Sprocket. You were one of my first boys.
Live with me.
They remind me of Jesse Pinkman.
And now we've made it to special characters. This is Dr. Shrunk, and he teaches you how to have emotions. He's a psychiatrist.
I like that he's an axolotl.
I like that he's an axolotl. I'm gonna be honest, his vibes are a little off. This is Blanca. The fun thing about her is you would be able to draw a face for her.
I will admit I'm a little creeped out by the no face.
That's so fair. But then you get to design a face for her.
Can I call them Slender Kitty to make me feel better?
Yes.
I'll get to know them better.
Everyone loves Isabel. Right?
She's a very dedicated person.
She really is. I think she's a friend. Are you thinking best friends?
I think so. She got her way into Smash. Like,
that is true.
That's very triumphant. Very good boy.
I love him. I love him.
We think the same for him?
Yeah.
That is the most valid.
Gulliver. Gulliver, my beloved. He's an astronaut in Wild World. You can shoot down balloons in Wild World. Sometimes there's a balloon with a UFO that comes across, and you can shoot that down, and down comes Gulliver. I think he's a close friend.
Especially remembering finding him on the beach in New Horizons. I think that's very fun.
This is Red. He's so sleazy. He runs the black market.
Oh.
I don't know.
But he's such a guy.
He's kind of wonderful.
Let's meet again?
Yeah, I would say that. Oh, Rossetti, who's
Yeah,
given me
Rossetti.
so much trauma in my youth, but I have never not saved my game after he comes up. And I don't know, I think he might be kind of a friend for that.
Alright.
Blathers has my entire heart.
Yes.
He's so scared of bugs.
Yes.
And he sleeps during the day, and he's adorable. I love him. Him and Celeste both are close friends.
He's so happy whenever you give him a fossil. He's so happy about it.
So happy. He's so cute and he's so sweet. This is Phyllis.
Oh yeah, you were talking about Phyllis.
She works the night shift in the town hall. She really does not enjoy her job, and she will let you know it.
Well,
I'm a fan of her.
Hates
She
her
deserves
job,
it.
but like it's valid.
Yeah.
It's for a good reason.
And she also really cares about her younger sister, Pelly.
I respect that.
Pelly, absolute sweetheart.
Put her right next to Phyllis.
100%. She works the day shift. She's the exact opposite of Phyllis.
I like the idea that they're complete opposites, but they both care about each other very much.
They do. It's
I
so
love
sweet. Brewster, my very best friend. I love him so much. Top tier.
Got a good immediate answer right there.
Top tier. He is everything to me. I love him. This is Kix,
There's Skunk.
and he will shine your shoes. I'm mean, look at him.
They have such a good design.
I think best friends.
You want a best?
I want to.
Hey.
I don't know. I'm just like a really big fan of how he looks.
By golly gee, do they look like a friend?
Yeah.
I think we'll have a full, complete row of sheep. My goodness, look at that. Just look at how wonderful that is.
It's beautiful.
Boy, howdy, do people really want him.
Everyone is obsessed with this cat.
They really are. I can't say that I am.
I'm sort of ambivalent.
Kinda same. It's like I don't have anything against them, but I'm also not crazy about
Looks
them.
like a stockbroker.
They seem flashy, but like I feel like they also kind of are looking down on you in their head.
This is a corporate kitty for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna put them at an acquaintance.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay, now these two I know.
Orville and Wilbur.
Yes. I love that those are their names, and the fact that they're in charge of flying in their dodos.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
It's very good to me. I'm a fan.
I really like these two. These two are friends.
Yes, I agree. His name is Gulliver. And he gets confused, people get him confused for Gulliver.
He had me at Gulliver.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these two first.
Timmy and Tommy?
Timmy and Tommy.
I think they're wonderful. I'm a Timmy and Tommy fan.
They may be under a corrupt system, but you know what? They're doing their best and are very happy to help.
They're orphans. Did you know?
I did not. They're the nephews of Tom, aren't they? Or am I just thinking of like a Scrooge McDuck situation?
No, you are thinking of a Scrooge McDuck situation. I don't know, they're sweet. I enjoy them.
I like their work ethic and how positive they are. And finally, good old Thomas Nook.
He forces you into an indentured servitude as soon as you start the game.
It is very interesting, his dichotomy, because he immediately forces you into debt, but his terms are exceedingly fair, because like there's never like interest, nor is there ever like a due payment, but you never get out of it as well.
Mm-hmm. And with New Horizons, you have to make the entire island. Like, he's not doing any of the dirty work. That's all on you. He's an interesting sort because as soon as you pay off your debt, in Wild World at least, as soon as you pay off your debt, he will immediately upgrade your house.
Yeah.
And then you are in more debt. And then as soon as you pay that off, he'll upgrade it again. And so on it goes.
In New Horizons, he's making like island resorts for his business, and he's letting you live there at the price of building it for him.
Yep.
Either only acquaintance, because he can never really be a friend for you.
He will never be a friend. I don't think I would put him in acquaintance. I would think I'd put him lower.
We definitely can't say we don't know him.
Yeah.
Because that would be a flat out lie. We're gonna put him in this little tier that's gonna be
Capitalist business tycoon.
Want to avoid, but can't.
But literally are unable to.
Literally can't.
I wish I could, please.
We don't have the option to avoid him. So
yeah,
he kind of has to be there. And I put it above it because I'm scared of putting it below.
Yeah, he will hire him, man.
With the bells that you gave him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who goes to live with me?
Dizzy.
Big fan of Blathers.
Blathers, yeah. And Celeste as well. Goldie. Yeah. All right, that's all on you, Seth. I kind of want to put Pee-wee up there.
I'll put
Look at
Pee-wee
him.
up there.
He's so sweet and wonderful.
I think that just about does it. Get out here. I think that just about does it.
I think that just about does it.
Well, that's the show for this week, but make sure to come back next Wednesday at 9 for an all-new episode of All Systems Go.
But if you miss us before then, make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter.
I'm Rowan Yost.
And I'm Jenny Zaborowski. All Systems Go, signing off.